Hey guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be showing you guys my everyday summer makeup routine. This is how I do my makeup when I want to do the bare minimum, but I still want to look fresh-faced. Let's just go ahead and jump right on in. I'm starting with a clean, prepped, moisturized face. I'm going to go in with primer. I'm going to be using my Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Primer. I just use the smallest amount ever because you can get a little bit crazy with this. If you go too ham with it, it can make you look a little bit shiny throughout the day. I really like using this around my nose area because I get kind of dry flakes on my nose sometimes. I'm gonna go in with my NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, and I have mine in the shade Medium 1. I'm going to start applying this to my face. I really like using this in the summertime because one, it has SPF 30 in it. It also evens out my skin tone really well, and it's really light, so it doesn't feel super heavy on the skin. So this next step is optional. You can skip straight to concealer if you want, but I am going to use a little bit of my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector in the shade Medium, and I'm just going to pop a very small amount of this to my under eye area. If you've been following me for a while, you know that this is one of my holy grail products. The next step is going to be concealer. I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm gonna use medium, and I'm also gonna use a little bit of light medium, just the smallest amount of light medium. To blend out this concealer, I first go in with my finger. It kind of blends the two colors together and really warms it up. Then I will go in with a beauty blender just to really smooth everything out. Sometimes I can go a little bit overboard with the under eye concealer. I feel like that's the one thing for me that I can kind of pile on a little bit too much of. I don't know. I'm just using my synthetic little round top brush from Crown, and I'm just really getting into my inner corner and kind of blending out that concealer, because sometimes the concealer kind of travels up in there, and I like to just really get in there and blend it out, and sometimes my finger just doesn't do the job. It's not as precise as I would like for it to be. Now that everything is blended out, I'm gonna add some color back into my face, and I'm gonna be using my Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick in the shade 355 Coconut, and I'm just going to use this as bronzer. My favorite brush to blend all of this out with is the C453 Angled Contour. It's just kind of like an angled synthetic kabuki from Crown, and I just kind of get in there and start blending this out. I really like using cream bronzer in the summertime just because I feel like it looks so natural. I was really into the Chanel, what's it called? Soleil, Tan de Soleil, or whatever it is. But the problem with that is that it only comes in one shade, and if I get any tanner than I am now, it's just not gonna work for me, and it's just gonna be like another layer of product that really doesn't do anything for me. It's just such a shame because the formula of that product is so incredible, and if they had deeper shades, it would be something that I would be willing to, you know, spend my coins on. So I ended up returning it because I have this and it works just as good, if not better. As you can see, it just added the most gorgeous sun-kissed bronze glow to my face. I highly recommend giving this a try if you're looking for a good cream bronzer. You don't have to be super anal about getting the placement right. Just make sure that you blend it out really nicely. So the next step is going to be to bake your under eye area, and this is super important in the summertime just because it gets really hot here in California, and I don't know, I feel like baking your makeup really does help it to stay on longer and really lock it in place. I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm really sad because I've had this for forever, and I am starting to run out of it. I'm just going to look up and apply that to my under eye area. While I wait for that to bake, I'm going to do my eyebrows. So the way that I've been doing my eyebrows, I've been doing them a little bit differently. Right now, I'm really happy with how they look, and I've kind of figured out a brow routine that really works for me. As of recently, I've been really loving using powder in my brows. This is like literally so old. This MAC eyeshadow, I think it's called Mystery, but I think they might have discontinued this. I've had it since like my sophomore year of high school. The first time I got my eyebrows threaded, she did them so thin, and I ran into the MAC store crying, and I was like, help me, and this is what they gave me, and I still have it. It works really, really well for me and my brows, but just use whatever you have. I'm going to be filling them in using my Anastasia angled eyebrow brush. This is my holy grail eyebrow brush, and I'm just going to get a little bit of the powder on there, and I'm going to start underneath my brow, and I'm just going to start filling them in. And what I do is I fill in the bottom, and then I kind of flick the brush up through my hair to kind of give that ombre effect. It just looks really natural. I really like using brow powder because I just feel like it's so much more forgiving than a pencil or a pomade, and it looks so much more natural. To do the top part of my eyebrow, I brush my eyebrow hairs down, and I'm actually going to dampen my brow brush just a smidge bit and go into the powder, and I'm going to fill in the top part. I brush my brow hairs down just so that way I can really see where I'm placing the brow powder and get in there and really create the shape that I want. Basically, my method of doing my eyebrows is just like attacking them with brow powder. And that works for me. Alright, so I'm not quite done with my eyebrows yet, but once I'm kind of happy with how they're filled in, I'm going to take a new product that I've been using, and this is the Anastasia Pro Pencil. I have mine in the shade Base 2, and essentially what this is it's a little nude pencil that's a little bit lighter than your skin tone. I use this to kind of clean up my eyebrows and sharpen them up, and I really like it. Even though, you know, you could just use concealer, I like how fast and easy this is. I like how precise it is. I don't have to, you know, get out a concealer. I just draw it on. It's super simple. It's like 20 bucks. But if you don't want to spend the extra money, you definitely can just use concealer, and that works just as good. To blend that out, I'm going to be using another Anastasia brush. I don't know the name of this brush, but it's just the square one. And I'm just going to kind of bring it down and blend it out. And as you can see, that kind of just highlights underneath your brow. It makes it look 10 times cleaner. So to finish off the brows, I am going to use my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper, and I have this in the clear shade. After months of growing out my eyebrows, they are significantly thicker, and so when I fill them in, they definitely are kind of more like bam in your face, thick, hairy brows. I feel like using a clear brow gel, it kind of just keeps them looking like neat and clean and not too hairy and dark and overdone. It just kind of keeps it looking a little bit more natural. So, yep. So next up, I am going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light brush. I'm going to press the powder into my eye, and I'm going to pick up the excess on my brush, and I'm going to just kind of swirl that around my face and use that to set the rest of my face. I feel like baking already uses so much powder, like you might as well just use the excess. Alright, so next up, to add a little bit more color into my face, I'm going to be using a product from MAC, and it is the Pearl Matte Face Powder in Oh My Passion. I featured this on my channel in my video about the Fruity Juicy collection, and I actually really like this product. I feel like it's a really nice summer product. Basically, like when you combine all of these colors together, you get like kind of an all-in-one bronzer, highlighter, and blush. I love products like these because it makes getting ready in the morning so much easier. And as you can see, that just adds a really nice flush of color. Next up, what I'm gonna do is apply highlighter. For highlighter, what I always love to do, especially when I use my Becca highlighters, I love to spritz my face with a setting spray and then just go right into my highlighter before my face dries and apply it. That way I feel like it really just kind of melts into the skin instead of just kind of sitting on the skin. So to set my face, I'm gonna be using my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. So for highlighter today, I'm gonna be using my all-time favorite highlighter brush, and that is the Makeup Forever 134 brush. It's just the most amazing fan brush ever. And then for highlighter, I am gonna be using Opal from Becca. I have been obsessed with this highlighter. I'm just going to apply this to my cheekbones. I love this brush because it kind of applies the highlighter to your skin while also blending it into your skin as well. If I ever use another brush to apply my highlighter, it never comes out as a bomb as it does with this brush. Like, this just applies highlighter so seamlessly to your face and it positions it perfectly. I love this brush. It's definitely a good investment because Makeup Forever brushes are not cheap. And next up, I'm just going to curl my eyelashes and apply a little bit of mascara. Before I go in with mascara, I'm gonna be using my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer. For mascara today, I'm gonna be using my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. And then I'm going to apply mascara to my bottom lashes. So sometimes I stop here and I just leave it like this. And then sometimes if I'm feeling like it, I will add, yes, I will add fake freckles. If you don't like fake freckles, you just stop here. You don't have to put them on your face. Sometimes I like to put them on my face because they make me feel cute, and that's what makeup is all about, making you feel good about yourself and doing what you want to do and what you're comfortable with. It washes off at the end of the day, so like, does it really matter? The way that I apply these is I use this super old lip liner brush from Bobbi Brown. You can really use any brush that is like small. And then I'm also gonna be using my Lorac Pro palette, and I'm gonna be using the shade Taupe and Sable. So now that I look like a storybook character, I'm gonna make these look a little bit more realistic and natural, and I'm gonna go in with a clean stippling brush, and I'm just going to kind of pat these into my face. I'm pretty much gonna take off like all of the product. You're gonna be left with really faint freckles that look realistic, and it's gonna look kind of like you got a little bit of sun. Alright guys, so this is the completed look. Sometimes I will throw on a little bit of lip gloss, other times I'll just throw on a little bit of lip balm. Very simple, not a whole lot going on. This is super easy to achieve. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you all are having a fabulous summer so far, and yeah, I love you guys. Bye!